I got the walnut chunks, 2 layers, and I have them offset in the order upside down that I want to put them in. So I'm just going to put a little glue on the side, stick that in there against the wall. And the color in that wood is incredible. All right, there's kind of the shape. They're offset, so they're not making any straight lines. We'll fill it with epoxy, let it dry, and see what happens. Had a lot of fun getting this thing out of the bucket. Had a lot of fun just trying to get the bucket into the vacuum chamber. The lid was too big. I had to take a grinder and knock all that off. I didn't check it. It fit down here, but not all the way in. Learned a hard lesson real fast. I got away with it. This turned out pretty good. I really like the colors. Gold and copper kind of mixed in there. Piece of walnut on top. And walnut pieces throughout the rest of it. So let's get it mounted. I've got a little spot cut on the top and bottom, put it between centers, and just start rounding it over and getting it cleaned up, get some of this off, and get down to the wood. So I'm just getting this thing kind of rounded up a little bit, and the intention is to put a small tenon on there to temporarily hold it while I attach a glue block, literally taking a hot melt glue sticks and melting them, and then attaching a block of wood to become my tenon. This is the second time I've tried this process, and it's worked very well so far. I'm really happy with it. This piece is just maybe a 1/4 inch bigger than I need, and if I make it too small, it won't fit back in my chuck. So I was taking a chance. It seems to be pretty round. All I gotta do is cut a small tenon on the back end. Hopefully that'll be enough. Looks like got it all the way around, got a little bit to rest on, not a whole lot, but all right, I want to see if that's gonna fit. Be close. Come on, catch. Oh my gosh. All right, I have about an 1/8 inch to spare. I just have to rely on that and that glue to hold it up while I do some hollowing. Ooh, that's gonna be scary. This is only the second time I've done it with this glue effect. I used plenty of it yesterday and gave it all night to dry. So let's just hope that holds it all the way through. Steady rest is in my future. So I started to do a little hollowing, and I realized right away this wood was hard and this whole process was going to take a long time. So I finally gave up and did what I usually do, and that is just drill it all out. All right, well, that was more fun than a barrel of monkeys. Now we're going to try to do a little hollowing. So I'm getting near the bottom where I want to be, and I've got a lot of tear out in there from a very aggressive tip. So I just switched over to a beveled tip carbide cutter, and that seems to be smoothed it out. At least the bottom has been smoothed out mostly, a little bit right in the middle. And I'm working my way around the edges here now. That's slow and painful, and I'm not going to make you sit and watch what you can't see. All right, just thought I'd give you a quick shot of what it looks like inside. Finish the inside. Let's see if I can get some more light in there. And it looks a lot better. Got most of that tear out of there. There's pieces right there. We'll work on that later. Some sanding. And speaking of sanding, it is time to start sanding. I'm gonna do that right now. So these are gonna be something new for me. They're a little star shaped or rippled shape. I think they're called ripple pads. Very aggressive, at least it feels like on the number 60. We'll see how well that works, and I'll let you know more about it as we get going. Those ripple pads or wave pads actually worked out very well. I liked them a lot. And this extension I used to sand the inside helped a lot. And here I'm dropping in some epoxy to coat the inside. The epoxy process did not work out as I had intended, so I wound up sanding it all off. I actually coated it twice and then wound up sanding the entire stuff off in the end and using a different product to finish it. I guess I'll bring that all the way outside too. I just kind of want to get a light coat on it. I don't want bubbles. I know I'm going to get some bubbles, so I was going to get a thin coat on there that sort of seals it up, and then I'll do a finish coat later. Oh man, look at the color of that thing. It's way prettier than I thought it would be. Kind of wiping it back off with acetone. I really just want that to go into the wood and seal it as best it can. This piece looks so good right here. I wish I had stopped right here, but instead I sanded, reapplied another coat of epoxy, and then did this entire process of taking it off, wiping it off, and sanding it back down completely to wood, only to start over with a new finish. I'm going to try to get some finish on the inside, way down deep inside of that thing. So let's see if I can't get some on there. So this was the first time I've used this product. It's called Waterlocks. It's a high gloss finish that I have never used or applied before, so I really wasn't sure what to expect. And it soaked up the first coat pretty good, pretty quickly. Supposed to wait 24 hours, but about an hour or so after the first application, I just went ahead and laid another flood coat on there and just tried to keep it smooth. I left it running for a while so it would set up. I had a little bit of a sag on the first one and I was worried about that, but it wiped on and thinned out for me. So I was okay with it. So I finally had to put the second coat on, and I thought the best thing I could do from that point was just leave it alone, see what happens, come back tomorrow and give it a look-see and see how well it worked. But it is an absolutely gorgeous finish. This bowl turned out absolutely fantastic. All right, second coat going on. It's already soaked it all up. It hasn't been all that long, maybe an hour. So here's a walnut epoxy resin vase. It's probably one of the prettiest and well done pieces I've ever finished. It took a long time on it. I have a second coat of the Waterlocks finish on the outside right now. It's very tacky. And I still have the bottom, which I'm going to have to remove it next week sometime. But I wanted to get this video finished. I wanted you to see this. It is a gorgeous piece of wood. Walnut, gold, and copper epoxy resin. And man, it really turned out nice. I'm really happy with it. Inside and out, it just has a beautiful finish. I used different sandpapers to get this finished, an extension that I've never had before to get down inside the sand. And yeah, it just turned out great. Anyway, I hope you made it through the whole video. Really appreciate you taking the time to watch. And let me know what you think of this piece.